Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to add decimals. So let's say they ask you to add these numbers here, 0.3237 plus 4.9 plus 27.32. When you're adding decimals, what you want to do is let's write down the first number, 0.237. So you want to make sure that the decimal points in each number is aligned. So you want to make sure that 4.9, you align the decimal point for 4.9 with the decimal point of the previous number here. And you do the same thing for 27.32. So 27.32. So make sure that the decimal points are aligned and each number here is on top of another number, perfectly aligned. Now, 7 plus what? So we're adding. Since there's nothing here, it's technically a 0. So technically, or you can technically just drop down the 7 because there's nothing here to add the 7 with. And then you just do 3 plus, there's nothing here. So you're just going to do 3 plus 2, which is 5. Then you're going to do 2 plus 9, which is 11, right? So 11 plus 3, which is 14. You write down the 4, and you carry the 1 on top of the next number. And you do 1 plus 0, which is 1. 1 plus 4, which is 5. 5 plus 7, which is 12. Write down the 2, and carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Again, all you have to do is just drop down the decimal point. And that is your final answer here, 32.457. So let's look at another example. So let's say that you have 42.3 plus 162.903 plus 65.0729. Again, all we care about is the decimal point. We need to make sure that they are aligned. So 42.3 and then 102.9. So 162.903. So make sure you practice on how we are aligning these numbers here. Make sure that the decimal points again are aligned. So 65.0729. And we're going to add these numbers here. So look at how the decimal points are perfectly aligned. So 9 is by itself, there's nothing to add it with. So we have 3 plus 2 here, which is 5. We have 0 and 7 here by itself. We have 3 plus 9, which is 12. 12 plus 0, which is still 12. We'll write down the 2 and carry the 1 on top of the next number. 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. Write down the 0 and carry the 1 on top of the next number. 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. 17. Write down the 7 and carry the 1 on top of the next number here. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now all you have left to do is to drop down the decimal point. That's your final answer here. Let's look at one last example. So let's say that you have 0.83 plus 7.942 plus 15. Now here I see a decimal point, here I see a decimal point, but here there is no decimal point. So what I want you to think of is when you have a whole number like this, a whole number with no decimal point, assume that the decimal point is where? Here or here? So if you have 15, where's the decimal point? Here or here? It wouldn't be here because here wouldn't make sense. Because how would you read this number? 0.15, which is technically smaller than that 15 here. How would you read this number if you put the decimal point here? You still read it as 15. So that's why, even if you don't see the decimal point here for 15, technically the decimal point is right there. So when you're writing it, we're still going to align the decimal point. So make sure that they are perfectly aligned. And then 15, we have to write it this way. So 2 is by itself, there's nothing to add it with. 3 plus 4 is 7. 8 plus 9 is 17. Write down the 7 and carry the 1. Write down the 7 and carry the 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. So So 13, write down the 3, carry the 1 on top of the next number, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Again, all we have to do is drop down the decimal point, and that's your final answer. Thanks for watching and make sure you practice. Bye.